Hey guys, how's it going? Your boy M.K.S here, back with another video. I made this video. I also made this video on my Facebook, but I gave it a different title. So apologies to anyone on my Facebook if for repeating myself. But yeah, I know at the moment I'm doing like videos on both Facebook Live and similar ones on YouTube. Although I do try and keep them at least a little bit different. But I wanted to give a shout out of credit where it's due. My ring light. Which I hope you can sort of, you won't be able to see the ring light itself, but hopefully you'll be able to see the reflection or whatever you call it, the light from my ring light, basically, what I'm trying to say, is from one of my sisters. And this microphone, which I hope is working properly, or I hope I've plugged it in properly, is from one of my brothers. So shout out to both of them. I know people will probably say you're very lucky. Again, I hope I plugged it in properly. I hope you can hear me. I can't hear myself differently, like I can't hear myself speaking any more loudly. But when I listened to my Facebook Live, I noticed that it did sound a bit louder. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I'd love to hear what you think about the new additions, the light and the microphone, because some people say my videos had like the lighting was too dark. Basically, there wasn't enough lighting, in other words, and also that my voice wasn't clear enough. So I'd love to hear whether you like the changes or not, or if you notice any difference or whatever. So please let me know what you think. But yeah, anyway, sorry. This video I titled it a bit different to how I did on Facebook, where I sort of said about dyslexics using our imagination to collectively, individually and collectively, both individually and collectively, sorry, make or create things for like. I wanted to do it by Halloween, but I sort of failed on Halloween. So I know a lot of Christians, as I mentioned before, in my videos before Halloween, sort of talk about about Halloween being Halloween being pagan or whatever, or being an evil celebration or whatever many Christians believe. So, but I thought like to make a positive from it, as I said on my Facebook again. I thought that as a saying like what the devil made for wicked, God can turn to good, or something like that. I think it's like what the devil made for wicked, God can turn to your good. But I thought it'd be interesting if that was just generally like. Anyway, um, I'd love for as many people as possible to watch my videos, but this is mainly geared towards people with dyslexia or people from neurodiverse backgrounds, or people who are interested in like scary or creepy sort of things. So, or interested in learning about neurodiverse conditions, not just dyslexia, but autism or ADHD. But yeah, I'd love for people from neurodiverse conditions, I suppose not just dyslexics, but people with ADHD or autism perhaps, to make or create scary sort of things, like scary videos, short videos, possibly on YouTube, or maybe even like in the future, maybe dyslexic like producers or directors, film or movie producers or directors, sorry, could make their own films based on this idea. But yeah, basically, I'd love for like a website, or maybe many websites, YouTube channels, or videos, or both. Um, uh, and that sort of thing, to contain or to have on them information or pictures or videos from people from neurodiverse backgrounds, um, like scary things on either Friday the 13th or Halloween, or both even. Like, so it could be decorations or masks which they could make, which they could obviously sell and make money from, which would be a positive way to raise awareness of the creative side or creative element of dyslexics, especially, or neurodiverse people generally. And maybe it'd be interesting to see like what people with even ADHD, possibly even dyspraxia, and maybe even autism can produce, but especially dyslexics. I think it's known that many dyslexics are quite creative. Although if you have overlapping conditions like me, I have dyslexia and dyspraxia, so I'm not very good at with my hands on like creating things from a practical point of view. But you can probably tell from my videos, I imagine you can probably tell that I have quite an imagination, or some quirky out there ideas, and I think outside the box. Probably say, as someone said, dyslexic people often think outside the box, and you certainly do, he said to me. But yeah, so I'd love to see what dyslexic people and other neurodiverse people especially I suppose this idea for me would be open to those groups only, really neurodiverse people. But I hope people who are not neurodiverse, maybe family members or people who are interested in neurodiversity or just like to see creative things, will check out those websites, um, and maybe Made by Dyslexia, the Dyslexic Advantage, and the Yale Centre for Dyslexia and Creativity, the Festival of Dyslexic Culture, and others could work together, as well as other neurodiverse groups, could work together to like make a website, as I say, or websites, or dyslexic people themselves at that time, like on Friday the 13th and Local Halloween, they could have on their websites those sorts of things. So yeah, I'd love to hear what you think about this idea. And sorry, I'm waffling probably, but yeah, I'd love to see where the idea could go, like what people could create, what ideas people could come up with. And as I say, on Friday the 13th, which with my strange superstitions, I sort of see as a negative thing because I have the fear of number 13, and I put the name of that in the. I copied and pasted it from Google and put it on in the title. But yeah, so can't think of much else to say. But yeah, as I say, it would be cool if it was on websites, like pictures of things people could make or create, and also on YouTube and other forms of social media. As I say, it would be interesting to see what people can create, and hopefully it'll make a positive thing by raising awareness of neurodiversity and the positive sides of neurodiversity, and helping people with from from neurodiverse backgrounds, to make a positive from such conditions and like make a living from it, and just basically have something to do perhaps that keeps them occupied and can be fun, hopefully enjoyable, and hopefully make a positive from a negative perhaps, or positives from negatives in the plural. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling, and I'd love to hear what you think. Read your comments or whatnot, and I am out. Peace and love.